Pick up where the prophetess Teresa had left off at, and she had made mention of this. But before I do that, I'm going to just say something that, because it is written in the Genesis 1 and 26, where it makes mention that that God made man in His image and after His likeness, and He says that He would let them have dominion, and He made mention over what? The birds of the air, the fish of the sea, and the cattle, and everything that creeps on the earth. And people have a tendency to believe that God can just do anything, and because He's sovereign, and that's not quite right. In this case, God is also a God of integrity, and His word is settled. And if when God gave man dominion over the earth, that meant that man had a right to do with the earth as he truly pleased or intended. It was never God's intention for man to commit high treason, but man did have to make a choice on who he was going to serve. And he chose to serve Satan and not the Creator, who is blessed above all things. He's blessed. So when God said that man had dominion, then that's why prayer is the only avenue or vehicle in which man uses to give God permission to enter into his circumstances and situations. God won't violate man's will to choose. If he would have, then he would have stopped him from eating of that particular fruit. And if God would violate your will, this place would be packed. And if God violated your will, you would pay your tithes and keep your offerings. If God violated it, no, it says it's God's desire that none would perish. But we know people are perishing. So let's look at the sovereignty in the right way. He is sovereign. Yes, he is. He's sovereign in the sense that through creation, rights of creation, he gave man authority over the earth that is under his guidance. He never gave man ownership. That's why he's called Lord. He owns it. He gave man stewardship. That's why he said the kingdom of heaven is like a king that wanted to settle accounts with his servants. So his servants were his stewards that were to manage his property correctly. So let's get that clear understanding of his sovereignty. When we actually speak of his sovereignty, we mean that he's free from external influence. In other words, we can't tell him what to do or tell him how to live. This is what he's talking about. When he's sovereign, he's sovereign in that respect, that he created everything, and he didn't ask you or any input or anything like that. He just gave this to you, a kingdom, a government, a rulership under his rulers, under his rules. This is what he's actually giving us to see. So God, through his word, would not allow him to enter into man's affairs unless man invited him in. And the only avenue by which man can invite him in is prayer. And prayer is not what we think it is. Prayer, a petition, and we're petitioning the high court of the universe to fulfill his word. When we go to court in the natural, we don't go down there and talking about we praising the judge and we do other things that we normally do when it comes to God or the Creator. No, it's a law. It's a room of law. It's a court of law, and we take the word of God, which is already written So it's statutory law that we're bringing to our high king court, and we're saying, according to your word, you said this. And the king said, yes, I did. So let it be done to you according to my word. This is what he's saying. We're petitioning God to fulfill his word. We're not begging him. He said, command you me my word. Remind me of my words. And so at times, we don't believe the thing is working the way that it is. But when we decree and declare the word of God over that situation or in it, it is the way God says it. We have to allow God to do what he has to do. And it would have been done instantly, but things would really be done instantly, but because of our level of faith and because of our level of participation in obedience to God, then he has to wait until someone that he's speaking to that might be coming from 20,000 miles away to come to do what the person right next to you was supposed to do.